What do you wish you could have said? Right. Well, my dad, he died a couple of years ago. And a month before he died, I thought we had what we call in the grief recovery method world, getting complete, which means that being able to say everything that you want to say, that you weren't able to say before. They're undelivered communications. And at the end of this 8-session program, this method to this madness, it's not madness, but you may feel like you're mad sometimes why can't I shake this off? Why am I still having these feelings after this person has gone? Um, so for me, I did. My dad had a great time. We had bagels together. I didn't know he was going to die a month later. It wasn't part of the plan. Um, but there was a lot of good things that were there as well that I didn't get a chance to say to him while he was alive. Things like, thank you, Dad, for encouraging me to start a business. And I knew it was hard before. And there's a witness that's needed. And so when he died, my siblings each got different things from my dad. And one of the things that I have is my father's coat. And I could not understand, why is it that I could not wear his coat? I didn't want to wear his coat. I didn't want to even touch it. It was the strangest thing. Something I was just like, this was my dad. He was a plumber, electrician. He worked really hard and he worked hard for us. I'm a child of the 70s, Gen Xers all the way. And I was like, what's going on here? So when I became a grief recovery method specialist, for any loss, by the way, not just for death, divorce, loss of housing, loss of job, loss of identity, loss of language, culture, blah, 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 health, any of those things, estrangement, bring it on. So what happened was I did the program, I did these 8 sessions, and I had done it on my mother, I did it on my children's father. And then because I wanted to get complete with certain things with them that I wish could have been different. And so then I'm like, okay, I guess I gotta do my dad. And so just because I am a specialist for others doesn't mean that I don't do my work. So I did my work with my personal grief recovery specialist, who just happens to be one of the OG from 1998 of the Grief Recovery Institute, which is really powerful to me. She's absolutely amazing. So I did my 8 sessions, and I did my sessions with my dad, not with him, on him. And I learned that there was some feelings that I had that I didn't get to say. So the stories matter, but the feelings from the stories is what really matters. And that's why in the program, it's so important to have that witness, and so many other things that we talk about in the 8-session program. So that witness is there because the feelings that I had before, if I was to share them with certain people in my life, I would be criticized or judged for sharing those feelings, or even the story. Forget the feelings, just the story. That's not true. That didn't happen. Rah, rah, rah. But the heart needed it. So then the head's like, wait a second, I guess maybe it wasn't true, or maybe I'm wrong to feel this way. No, my friends, you're not. Okay. Those feelings are there for a reason. Those feelings are like the heart coming out, and it comes out of the mouth, obviously, when we're talking, but then the brain hears it. So even though the brain is really smart, and there's a lot of focus and attention on how smart the brain is going to remember what you've been told to remember, right? But your heart is saying, hey, I got stuff to tell you too. Can you hear me? And so that's the work that I do. What does this have to do with my father's coat? Well, after you get complete with the person, there's some other things that may come up, and you're like, oh my God, I didn't even realize this. So for me, money came up, my value and my worth came up, my Catholicism came up, all of that came up. And what I was told, not just by my father, other people, I'm not just saying it's my dad thing. Those things were still in here. And until I gave myself the time, the space, and carve it out, They were still stuck here, those stories. And doing the program was getting behind the story. What is the thought? What are the feelings that are behind the story? What's the story behind the story? As my fiance Scott would say. What's the story behind the story? Which is really the feelings, right? So having a witness to that witness, which would be me for you, is not going to tell you, oh, that's wrong, you shouldn't think this way, or we're not going to dissect it. We're not going to do any of that kind of stuff. But instead, the brain's going to be like, oh, okay, I'm good now. And those feelings now are going to get to the side. So my dad, by the way, is Irish descent. So I'm Irish descent. The Irish have this great thing. And in the Irish language, they say, for example, I am wearing disappointment. I'm wearing disappointment. So if I'm wearing disappointment, guess what? It's something I'm wearing. I am not disappointment. Disappointment isn't all of me. That feeling. No. I'm wearing disappointment. So guess what? If I'm wearing something, if it's not comfortable anymore, guess what? I get to take it off. Right? So today, I don't know if you can tell, I am just brighter and lighter and excited because I had my session with my grief recovery specialist. And I did the completion part on my father through the lens of work and money and my worth and my value. And as she said, she's like, Bernadette, confidence. That's the word you said you feel? I'm like, yeah, I feel confident. So you know what? Now more confidence. And I get to hold my daddy's jacket. And it feels so good and it's so warm. So what's something that you wish you could have said that you didn't? I would love to know. I'd love to hear about it. Just put it in the chat or send me a note or go to my chat, the Luzama Connection. I really want to know. I want to know what's going on in your world. What are some things that you would wish you could have said to a person in your life? Doesn't matter. Not going to judge you for whatever it is. And feeling. What's the feeling with what you want to say? I'd love to know. Okay. So for today, for our little breath break today, I'm like, my energy's up and it's great. It's fine. I love it. It feels awesome to me. Still going to put my hand on my heart. Take a breath. Hold it. And release. Another breath in the nose. Hold it. And release. The final one for someone who you love. Sending love to them with the love you have in your heart for you. Inhale. And release. Thank you for being here with me. And tomorrow I'll see you at 3:03. Yes, let's breathe at 3:03 so we can be free. Take good care. Remember, you matter.